All right, just finishing a few things up here. Should be good to go in just a minute. All right. Let's see. Looks good on my end. Should be good to go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I just got back from the gym, so had to quickly get set up. But I made it on time. Oh, Hollow's moving. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. We actually have a lot of gappers. Wow. Okay, so ELAB. Yeah. Okay, so we actually have a bit of a scan here. Yeah, I think, okay, so I'm good to remove everything from the Friday. I got a lot I want to put on the watch list here, because we got a lot that looks like it's moving. Yeah, IQQ continuing to run. EEIQ, I mean. ELAB, definitely. ASTC. A good move, but the volume has been very light. Downtrending. Only 1 million shares, allegedly. Keep an eye on it. Hollow, of course. This one's just now moving. Yeah, so this looks like earnings of some kind from yesterday. Or not from yesterday, Friday. Yeah. So this is just a continuation from earnings. This is a stock that has historically totally died. Definitely want to keep an eye on it, though. GLND. I think this is a Chinese stock, too. No, this one is a recent stock. Yeah, just 2 days. Okay. Okay. Pop out the chat here so I can read it. Good morning, Soul. Let's see. Saying it looks like backside. Seems like there's resistance up here. Yeah, I mean, it could be, right? This is a multi-day runner from what I recall. Yeah, so you had it run, what would that be, Thursday or? Yeah, Thursday morning it ran. But even before Thursday, it looked like it was kind of starting to grind up the last few days. It really just exploded on Thursday. Yeah, you ended up peaking here around the 1260s area. 1270s. So this is certainly resistance. You could have a double top here, because this did kind of go straight to it. There is no news this morning, so this is purely a continuation play. It could be backside, or, I mean, this could just be a hiccup before the next leg, because it's natural there would be resistance here. The question is this resistance going to be enough to cause the reversal? Or is it just stabilization, accumulation for the next leg? I guess that's really the question. Because this looks quite strong. Short prohibited on Cobra for EEIQ. Let me check. Yeah. I can't even short it on Thinkorswim. Or not Thinkorswim, Webull. do one share just to see if I can even short it. I mean, I'm definitely not going to be able to short it. Let's be real on Thinkorswim, but I want to at least see it. Yeah. Okay. It is not accepted. Yeah, so it is actually restricted, not just not accepted, but it's just completely restricted. ELAB has news and looks better. Yeah, that was the revenue, right? There was revenue or something. Yeah. Revenue increase. So at least earnings has some kind of catalyst behind it. Certainly. This is also, I believe, a lower float stock. Very poor history with performance, though. But if there is improvement, it could see a move up. This is quite a move, right? 168 to $4. Like that's a pretty powerful move. Yeah. Not expecting to get orders because ELAB moved on Friday and it's probably under significant pressure right now. But might as well check. Yes. Okay. Okay. ASTC breaking out here. No news that I can see. Very impressive volume, but so suspicious how this grinded up on no volume and it's just now getting it. If it, FGL pops 70% in rugs. What are you talking about? Are you talking about back here? That's about a 70%. I mean, that's cool, but that seems kind of out of place to mention something that happened 4 days ago without any real context. Yeah, ASTC seems like the stock to watch at the moment. I don't see any news behind this. FGI. FGI. Did I... Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm just like, why are you mentioning this one stock that popped like 4 days ago? I mean, like, that's cool, I guess. But okay, yeah. Yeah. FGI popped up. Just Yeah, very nice pop too, but it just gave the entire move back in 1 minute. Yeah, so you're saying maybe that's a similar pattern here. Yeah, because I put an order out, didn't quite get there. I mean, yeah, if it's just going to immediately roll over. Very nasty what happened with VSA. Looking at it from like this, like absolutely disgusting. I mean, this is obviously a secondary offering, right? Like it's got to be. Yeah, direct offering, 3 million at $1. I'm surprised that it went so far below $1. Yeah. Quite a lot of range. Let me see if there's any news on this, because that's a lot. I mean, first, just to get that much volume in 1 minute, 800,000. That's ridiculous to me. On no news. There's a big seller here on the level 2. Looks like it's getting laddered down. Yeah, I don't see any news today. I don't see any reason why this would be suddenly popping up this much volume. The LAB is on its 6th topping tail. At least ELAB has actual structural news behind it. This, to my knowledge, has nothing. For this to have, right, dropped down here and then just popped up 100% after hours on no news, light volume, then you get a sudden surge of volume here, and it completely rugs. This just looks so suspicious. What a pop and retracement though, yeah? 313 to 388. Well, this is 5 minutes. What's 1 minute look like? Okay, so 1 minute's a little less destructive, but I mean, it's still pretty bad. Yeah, so the two I'm really watching are ELAB and ASTC at the moment. ELAB I couldn't even put out orders for on either broker. Fair enough, because it moved yesterday. And it's a lower float, so finding shares is going to be naturally harder for that one. EIQ dropping down a bit more. We'll see if this is a pullback or the actual start of backside. It looks like backside. But we'll see. If you're looking on a larger time frame, This could be just a correction from this double top before you curl. So I won't say it's dead, because like the overall trend from the last 5 days, this is still very far up. But at least in the short term, it looks bearish. Had my biggest trade of the year Friday, short LTRN. I don't even remember what LTRN looked like. Wow, so did you hold through all of this then? Because this is a ton of retracement. I mean, this just fell off a total cliff. Even on the yearly, this looks horrendous. Yeah, nice. Very nice. I mean, this is holding up on good volume. We'll see. It is earnings related, so I wouldn't be shocked to see us return to highs on this one. Average was 242. Out was 136. Sold some early. Well, yeah, covered. Right. No, that's awesome. I wouldn't have held throughout the day, though. Like I said, I'm very aware of halts midday leading into massive gaps up. So I don't really want to be a part of that. Yeah, so ASTC seems to have stabilized now, funny enough. Yeah, so you just had a random massive spike up on 800, no, or, okay, I was looking at the 5 minute. But on the 1 minute, 300,000 volume spike up on no news after already running 100%. Very strange. And I mean, it's a lower float, supposedly, so it could be a short squeeze candidate. But it just seems kind of strange that it would gap up on no volume, then spike at the highs. Looks like a potential rug to me. There's shelf registration on January 28th of this year. So a little bit of pressure. For $30 million. So probably like 5 million. What was the price back in January? Price was around $4. So yeah, yeah, probably around like 8 million shares or so. Give or take. So out of 2 million shares were the runners, were the theme from the last week. Well, it fits the scenario on paper, but it's not 2 million. It's not 1.7 million because there was dilution. That's just what's reported, but that's not what it actually is. And honestly, yeah, even looking at the level 2, I can tell it's a thicker float. You can tell just by looking at the level 2. Way too many orders on both sides. But you are right. That was the theme last week. Microfloat's running. Roma had an interesting spike just a few minutes ago. Okay. So they had news at 6:30 this morning. Yeah, and it's only just now getting traction, but this could be... No, they did something... Oh, no, okay. Yeah. This was from 6:30. Authorizes $100 million share repurchase program. I mean, that sounds bullish. And actually, look at the... Why would they announce a share repurchase program here? Like, the stock has already gone up so much. It's strange. But yeah, 59 million shares. $7.17. You had like this surge of volume, and it just completely dumped immediately after. This one might be worth keeping an eye on because it's done this twice now where it had a huge pop and flush within the last 2 hours. So this one, I have some reason to believe it could make a third pop attempt. But then again, actually, looking at the volume, so this first pop was on pretty low volume, only 4,000. But this second pop, much higher, right? 20, well, actually, even this isn't that high either. 24, 40,000. Yeah, this entire thing is pretty light volume. And considering it's 59 million shares, that's actually kind of strange. Yeah, this one's weird. I mean, even just the daily chart history doesn't look natural either. Yeah, this is a weird stock. Would you look at that? It's a Chinese company. How could I have ever guessed? MNTS. RVYL sub 2 million shares. You could see a random pop. Yeah, MNTS, I've gotten a couple pings for that one as well. I didn't pull it up, but I did see it. Yeah. This one historically has just been bleeding down, but I've been getting pings from it. What are the chances of FGI coming back from my experience? I mean, take a look. I mean, looks like a rug. So, you had earnings very recently on this one. Yeah, earnings a few days ago. It's only popping up now. Well, no, okay, hold on. It says they delayed their earnings. So they probably announced their earnings now, if I had to guess. Because it's earnings, there's always a chance, right? If the information was just not interpreted correctly, it will rebound over time. That's if it is earnings and if it was a wrong assessment. I don't like that the volume was front side and you've basically lost all volume on the back side. I would say it's low chance of rebounding. This stock isn't particularly bullish, right? It's been downtrending. So I wouldn't give much. I'd say it's less than 50% chance it rebounds, personally. Good morning, Tristan. ATCHPR. Receives positive FDA feedback. Okay. Yeah. All right. ASTC curling. Wow. Still no news on this, and it's curling. Very strange. Yeah, seeing some bids on the level 2 for 10,000. That's not huge relative to the volume we've had come in, but I'm noticing it. ATHE has fallen on its face. Full retracement. Looks like a possible nothing burger. Yeah, I think I would agree with you. ELAB looks like the best potential runner at the moment. ASTC's been very suspicious. Right, you had a pop and it gave the entire thing back, but now you have this second pop. Yeah, this one's very suspicious. Very big downtrending stock as well. But yeah, ATHE fully given the move back. Honestly, I'm just gonna cancel my orders for this one. I did put orders out, but it's not even moving. Yeah, ASTC. So you got like a 200,000 pop, just followed by an immediate rejection. This one might be worth keeping an eye on just because of this behavior it's having, but I would be more bearish than bullish just because this trended up with no news over 100%. So whoever is selling here, if they bought during this period, then they're up right now. So they could afford to kind of pump it a little more here. That's just my thoughts anyway. But yeah, fingers crossed for the 7:30 news. BFRG, CAPS. Yeah, this one's more of a penny though. We'll see though, if it gets to $1 quickly, I could consider something. It's over here. You said the other one was CAPS. I saw BFRG, but I didn't see the other one. Probably just isn't getting enough volume. Yeah. That's why it's not popping up on mine. I mean, it's going up hard. You go straight to $1. What do we got for news? Announces commercial agreement with top 5 global pharmaceutical company. That sounds strong. 12 million shares. Historically quite a beaten up company. So it basically went to 1 and then just immediately rolled. We'll see. Maybe it'll rebound. This news does seem good. By the time it gets over $1, so I could actually do anything with it, though, it's probably gonna be unshortable because inventory will be gone. Took too long to get over $1. I'll still try if it goes back over $1, though. I know where I want to place the orders. Yeah, I'm watching ASTC. It looks like it could be going higher. So that's 3 different curl attempts now. I have a feeling this might actually run. This might be actually the best potential. ELAB looks like the cleanest, but ASTC seems suspiciously strong. It keeps having these strong pops. 3 now is getting eye-catching. Looks like a bit of a wall at 339. Yeah, I don't know how many shares there are, but there is not 1.7 million. There is way, way more than 1.7 million. This looks like maybe a 10 million plus shares outstanding. 10 million plus. And down she goes again. Small scalp on BFRG. Very nice. ASTC go boom boom. Too much pressure. We'll see. So it's been 3 for 3 of having these strange pops, but all 3 have been met with at least initial rejection, right? All 3 of them. Regarding your recent comments, I've been debating if I should adjust my strategy. What might you adjust? Well, I don't know your strategy that well. Are you talking about what I would adjust with my strategy? For me, it is a question of is the frequency is it too conservative right now? Because I made a model for a hot market and a model for a cold market. And right now I'm trying to use the model for the cold market. Yes. Right now I'm trying to use the model for the cold market, but what's happening is we're having too many instances where the stocks aren't popping enough to get me filled. And what I was debating was, what if I enter lower but with lower size, right? Because normally, according to my back testing, shorting at lower levels isn't profitable. But it seems like it would be working very effective in this market. So what I was trying to kind of comprehend is, with what I'm seeing, is the market saying, hey, my 2-bucket example of cold market, hot market is too strict, too rigid. Maybe you need to create more sectors, more buckets where the market could be for you to adapt your strategy to. And that's kind of where I'm sitting. After giving it a long debate with Claude and I, we kind of reached the consensus that I need to give it more time to see if that is actually the case. Because realistically, I've only been doing this a month, and I only have about a week and a half of data saying that the market is exceptionally cold, right? My cold market expectancy is 1 trade every 2 to 3 days. For the last 2 weeks, I've taken 2 trades, right? So that's actually taking 0.2 trades per day, right? So 1 trade about every 5 days, which that is significantly below the lower band of what I expected. But on the same token, the average is what's important too, because that 2 to 3 trades a day is an average, which means some days you'll have more than 2 or 3 trades, and some stretches of time you'll have less than 2 or 3 trades, right? Because the average, if you look at my average, I'm actually averaging about 1 trade every 3 days, which is actually in line with my model. So technically, even though it feels horrible, we're kind of potentially at the edge case where it's actually still within the model's parameters. So because of that, shifting the strategy whenever the model hasn't actually been proven false seems like the incorrect line of reasoning. So that's why I kind of decided I'm going to give it another 3 weeks. I'm independently checking these 3 weeks to see what my frequency of trading is. If it remains below, I forget what it was, but I think it's, if I remain below 0.3 trades per day, which is roughly 1 trade every 3 to 4 days, then I'm going to tweak the strategy. So that's kind of where I'm sitting. WKEY. W-Key, Space News. Check it out. You're right, does have news at 7:36. Space subsidiary successfully launches 21st satellite. Okay. I mean, that's cute, but that's nothing too crazy. This is a stock that's moved in the past. Yeah, not really getting any volume from this news, though. These SpaceX movers take a few minutes to get traction, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that news came out at 7:36. It's been 4 minutes. There's not really any volume that's come through yet. I'll take your word for it, and I'll keep it on watch. Just See if it gets any traction after like maybe 5 or 10 minutes here. BFRG holding up very well. Looks like we may even break above $1. The news does seem quite strong too, so I'm very interested from that. If we get back above $1, I will attempt to put orders out. I'm half expecting I'm not even going to get them placed now, just because it's been, what has this been? It's been like 30, it's almost, no, it's been like 20 minutes since the news broke. Yeah, with only 12 million shares, I might not even have shares that I can short, so this just might be untradeable for me. The accursed under $1 rule. You're calling a push to 105, 110, then choppy? Maybe. I understand your logic. You make a new high, you chop, then you potentially rug. I could see it. And I mean, yeah. If it doesn't immediately break from 105, it's going to get choppy. Well, that's if it even gets back to $1. All the cheapos recently did that. Well, this would really be the second leg, right? Okay, so we are breaking. Let me go ahead and attempt to put an order out if it stays above. Yeah, okay. Insufficient shares. Yep, okay. So both brokers can't locate. I kind of was expecting that, right? It's been 20 minutes since the move. Couldn't place the order until it got above $1. It's the frustrating thing about it. Cap, can you just go long? It's a hot market now. Hot market, huh? No, I know it's frustrating, right? It's frustrating not engaging, but that's part of the process of trying something different. You got to accept when it doesn't work too. You can't just jump around when something doesn't work. BFRG, yeah, basically immediately dropped back below $1. It's definitely getting hotter. Yeah, no, I totally get that. But the majority of stocks, it seems like we're in a period where some stocks are doing really well, like the UGRO did well, but then everything else is just doing terrible. Wednesday through Friday last week, back-to-back short squeezes. Yeah. But then others were just failing, though, which is strange. Like, you're not seeing the general sector heat up. You're seeing exceptions firing. Like, you're seeing a subsector of the small caps work. Have to start shorting again. I'm way too accurate with my ideas. Same long. but I at least trade the longs. EIQ, VSA, ARTL. Yep, those were all big runners. Yeah, that's true too. We've seen a lot of stocks that are not just quick pop running. We've seen a lot of slower ones. That's all you need though. 1200 to 600% mover. Yeah, daily goal in a few minutes. Maybe we had that one on Friday. I forgot the ticker, but the one that went like 300% in 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. So we have some that like that are moving quickly, but most of them aren't. Seems like a lot of these big themes are slow grinds. Right? They're not making impressive, huge percent moves in just a short period during pre-market. Generally, right? There are exceptions, of course. 200 to 600, not 1200. Well, I mean, apples to oranges at that point. Okay, so this could be curling again. So my order to go short was going to be at 128. So just calling that out in advance. That way, if it does go there, I can say, see, told you so. But yeah, we'll see. I was really anticipating with this that we would get the second leg. So you had the first leg, and I was looking for the second leg. But it seems like the second leg is taking a bit longer to run, but it still might. BTIX. Yeah, I think it was ARTL. This one's been mostly flat. It sold off early last year. Yeah, okay, so this was an IPO that basically just rolled over and then went sideways. IPO'd early this year, towards the end of January. Yeah, this one's interesting to me because the news is quite strong on it. So that's why I was willing to give it so much room to run. I anticipated that we would get a strong second leg. And while we are getting a second leg, technically, it's not nearly as strong as I was expecting. Yeah, I was expecting 120 to 130 push. We only ended up getting to 110. SGML moving. 40,000 volume. $100 million. It looks like earnings because there was earnings scheduled today. Yeah, this is earnings. Earnings might just have been good. Can't really short into that. QNTM. That's one I'm familiar with. Yeah, this one had this very interesting breakout from last week, I think it was. It's been on a downtrend for a while. I think the company was actually suing for like insider trading or something, which is quite interesting of a spin. Signs binding letter of intent to conduct phase 2 clinical trial. That's kind of a nothing burger. Didn't really get any volume too, right? The volume during the day is higher than the volume pre-market. This one's just been getting crushed though. Like this was $100 a share back in December. Gonna name a stock pump and then announce we're going to Mars. The run starting up. We'll see. Like I said, I called out 128 for my short. Let's see how actualized it becomes. You have quite a strong uptrend, honestly, right? This is very striking to me. It's a very clear support level. The green bar coming in. We'll see. Also got 6 minutes till the top of the hour. Yeah, it just barely scraped over the previous high. I don't know. I feel like this uptrend looks very strong. It looks like someone's accumulating. We will see, though. Very, very thick level, too. Immediately breaks that trend after this pop. Got out too soon. But you got your $6 back. There you go. Maybe it's rolling over. I thought this looked really strong, but maybe it is. I don't know. This still feels very strong to me. I'm just sitting tight for top of the hour. ASTC seems to have stabilized more. It was very chaotic these first three, but it seems to have slowed down its chaos. EIQ has pulled back, and it seems like it's somewhat stabilized. Interesting how it broke the trend, then held as resistance before making the next push down. This trend line was very well respected this entire move. You only really had one real violation here, and it was a very minor one. I don't know. I'm still kind of tied between ELAB and BFRG for the current best opportunities. Hello, yes, sir. How you doing, sir? This stock's been like hammered into the ground. Just complete cliff. All right, 1 minute till top hour. Fingers crossed. Should have BFRG on here. GVH, random push. I think that's a Chinese company. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, just without even looking it up, just the name and seeing this complete cliff, like I can just immediately tell it's probably a Chinese company. Good morning, Skibon. May I ask what kind of setup I look for? I'm looking for overextensions for a short mean reversion. MNTS. Really? That actually ended up having news. I see. launches Vigoride 7 orbital service vehicle. Honestly, not a crazy catalyst. At least on the surface. SAGT also moving with news. This one's been pretty flat. To launch sovereign AI data center powered by NVIDIA GPU architecture. Honestly, not a crazy catalyst. Yeah, neither of these really jump out at me. A Malaysia company. SGML continuing to grind. Is earnings though, so I don't really want to mess with that. Cheers. Have them earnings beat. No traction yet. And you're right, it does have earnings news. Surprised that it's not having more volume come in. Yeah, it is interesting. You'd expect more. What did I say about second leg, attempted third leg, and choppy BFRG? You did say that. I think you said that word for word. APRE. Looks like it's getting something. Had a huge spike here, and then gave it back. It's done that in the past too. We had a huge spike here as well. Private placement. So it put out two sets of news. Private placement and gave highlights of its clinical trial thing. So they put out two at the same time. APME, you mean this one or? Okay, yeah, you mean that one. Gotcha. Yeah, nice pop, but I mean, it's just, looks like it's just rolling over immediately. MNTS seems like it's fizzled out. SAGT, I guess, is the best opportunity at the moment. But, like, the spread is pretty thick and the volume's super light. But it's the only one that hasn't really finished yet. You're already up 20 bucks, so you're stoked regardless. Oh, there you go. Recovered that $10 drawdown. Hmm. Yeah, APRE's basically retraced almost all of it. Interesting too, because it had two different catalysts come out at the same time, and it still didn't really hold up. Yeah, BFRG really just kind of consolidating now. Who, me? Yeah, I'm shorting. YYGH paused at the market offering. That was basically ARTL's headline. Wow. You're totally right. You're totally right. And this could turn into something monstrous because of that. I think this could get momentum. Absolutely. Hmm. 4 million shares. Pausing the offering. That was a strong catalyst on Friday. I think people jump on it. I think this runs. I mean, it went up, what, 50% in such a short period? Quick scalp, but butchered it. Honestly, I'm surprised that it's not pulling away harder. I really thought this would have done better. Full retracement. Yeah, you know there's people that got in up here anticipating the next 300% runner from ARTL on Friday. That's definitely what happened. I'm really surprised it got rugged this hard. Hmm. Yeah. It's got a support line still up 15%. I mean, I get that. Like, yeah, it's up. But this just feels horrible. Just seeing this much downward pressure immediately. Eat off the floor. You could have had a bounce attempt there. 110 to 120. So there was a 10-cent bounce opportunity. I'm going to cancel my SHET orders because this one's not getting any traction. Just tell Ross to pump a stock and everyone will be green. Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be pressuring this 120 level pretty hard. Yeah, if it goes beyond 150, it could actually start to accelerate. Right now, though, I'm like skeptical of it. Brutal, man. Hmm. Wonder if anybody bought this up here and is still holding. There's got to be at least one person, right? Turb, strong earnings. Ooh, Turb moving, huh? Let's see. expects 130 to 140% revenue growth. This one's been trending up nicely too, right? You had this pop and drop on Thursday, and it's been grinding higher very nicely. Okay. Quick scale on Turb to get back to green on the day. Does potential. Interested in a dip. Well, you got your dip. Did you get the chips? See if it makes another leg here. This one's been one that's acted very recently in the past. I'd be interested to see if it does actually make an extension. Yeah, the YYGH move is pretty nasty. Right? And people, like I said, well, I forget who did it. I think it was NASCAR, but one of you correctly matched that it was basically the exact same play that ARTL did on Friday to do his 300% move. And it just fizzled. We're at 282 for the dip. Just got filled. Good luck, sir. It's not a bad fill entry. That volume on the drop also isn't that high. It's a little high, but it's not as high as the two top candles. We'll see. This morning, JCSE did the same thing. Take a look. I see that. Yeah, it just popped up and immediately rolled over. Good morning, Carl. Well, we'll see if we get a floor here, and this actually does end up going higher. Or maybe we just roll over. I see you. Okay. Yep, showcases new positive data. All right. So the stock that's spaced out pretty well here. See if this gets any traction. Yeah, Turb seems to have just kind of rolled over. News didn't really do anything for it. It may end up picking up steam, but at least initially it just popped and went back to flat. The one thing I will give that's good for it is that on this retracement, this volume has been very low relative to the pop. So that gives me at least a little confidence this could actually make a curl. Your duds here this morning. I would count more than a few, but yeah. EEIQ did actually end up curling back up. You broke out from this double top, but then you just immediately retrace from it. Yeah, definitely looks like a knife. Think you're gonna call it here? Up 0.71R. There you go. Well, you have a good one, Tristan. Yeah, EEIQ here. This was, I mean, it looks very obvious in hindsight. This was a liquidity grab, right? You break the double top, and then immediately after that break, you have continuous high volume on the backside. Definitely looks like distribution. Yeah, the sympathy, I mean, what was it? The YYGH move. Like, this is horrible sympathy, right? Same exact catalyst, complete failure. I'm gonna cancel my ASTC orders. This one has stalled out too long. I do have orders for Turb, but It's been kind of just trading sideways. I've seen a trend this cold market recently of a news pop on Thursday, Friday. People think it's a new trade or a new trend, following it and getting knifed on it. It could be the case. It certainly was the case today. All right, 3 minutes to the half hour. I'm going to cancel my ICU orders. This one's also obviously stalled out. Looks like it might have got some momentum here, but then it just gapped and then just huge spread. No real potential there. This GML has been very impressive, but again, this has just been a very steady accumulation grind up. BFRG, your best bet to get into a short. I couldn't short it in either broker. So I needed it to be above $1 before I could short it. And it took way too long to get above $1. But by the time it finally did here, and I was able to place the orders, both brokers were out of shares available. So that's one of the things with trying to short a stock that's under $1 is that I needed to pop above $1 relatively quickly. Right? If I'm having to wait 20 minutes into the move to put my orders, then the locates are going to go away. Unfortunately. The LAB has regained the high here, so we have a double tap on it. There's a 30-cent retracement now from the top there. Good move on EIQ earlier. Sure you saw. Yeah, it was a very impressive move. A bit of a knife, though, at the very high there. Right. Tristan called it well. That third break of the $13 level on EEIQ was a clear liquidity grab. You had super high distribution after that break. GFB. Oh, this one had a huge sell-off. $20 down to like $8, $9. Or no. Becomes first U.S. company to receive U.S. Army Safety Board approval for drone programs. Yeah, this one doesn't seem super eventful. Just no real volume coming in on any of these, really. Yeah, again, just nothing really coming in. There's just no volume on any of these news catalysts. Just subbed? Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. How often do I stream? Every morning, 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. I'm fairly consistent with it. I'd say in the last, well, we'll just say even this year, I'd say I probably missed like 3 days total. So not as clean as I was hoping, but I'm relatively consistent. So 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. EST every morning, every, trading. Yeah, I mean, none of the three are catching volume. Just nothing. Well, this one did get a little bit of volume right at 8:30, right? You got like 9,000 volume. So this one actually did get a tiny bit of volume. The other two are crickets, though. Yeah, that's depressing. Very boring indeed. Indeed, man. Yeah, what did we even have that actually moved that wasn't already moving? We had this one. By the time we saw it at 7, it already made the entire move, though. BFRG. This one, penny stock. I mean, it did make a nice move, but it was a penny stock. And this one made the move on Friday. So yeah, really, we're not really seeing any clean moves during the hours that I'm here. Like 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. We are not seeing this consistent hit of activity. Soon didn't sound half bad, especially considering it went from 130 to 346. Let's see, what was the soon catalyst again? Installs 10,000th solar system. Surpasses 130 MW of installed clean energy capacity across Long Island. I mean, yeah, that catalyst doesn't really mean anything, though. It's a cool benchmark, but it doesn't really mean anything. Right, there's no new information that's relevant to investors. Investors don't really care how many you've done. They just care, like, if it's different than expectations. Man, why would YYGH fail this hard? They just announced they're suspending dilution and it dumps? Yeah, this one seems suspicious to me. I don't know. I mean, maybe someone was just ready to unload, but like, it still just kind of surprises me. Maybe it's an after the bell runner. Yeah, I'm curious if it's going to run after open. I feel like this is genuinely a very strong sell-off. Well, but the thing is that it ran up during the day. It had already been running up. Or KZR. This is an interesting one. What does this say? Some sort of buyout? Acquisition? For $6.95. Yeah, so $6.95 plus a contingent value, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so valuation should be above $6.95. But it's skeptical about the CVR, so it doesn't clarify it. Yeah, so it looks like some kind of buyout. And it's a signed agreement, so they're pricing it in now. Hmm. Good morning, Zachary. Wondering how I got my breaking news feeds and how I set that up. It's actually part of Bazinga with Thinkorswim, so they offer it for free. So yeah, if you have Thinkorswim, they offer Bazinga. You can just add it as a like configurable. So anytime I switch a ticker, right, I'm on KZR right now. If I switch to, we'll say ELAB, the Bazinga updates for all headlines related to ELAB. So it's very nice from that angle. Right, like I said, it's free. It's pretty consistent. There are times where data doesn't get through, but it's very rare it doesn't. Very nice, thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I would consider doing some sort of retracement strategy with this, but this seems kind of, there's a lot of ambiguity with the CVR, so I don't really think I can safely engage with a short with that. Got a small green from SEEIQ. Very nice. Yeah, so a lot of no traders here, it looks like, and I'm not surprised. It does really feel like there hasn't been much opportunity. For Monday, especially, this doesn't feel great. The Y by GH is really depressing too. Just showing that the resolution from Friday is not holding up at all. ROMA, yeah, complete rejection. Yeah, everything just fizzled out for the most part. We had nothing that really broke away and held. This one's nice, but this was a much slower grind, and it was earnings, right? This is about 2 hours worth of grind. ESTC. This one did the move before pre-market even happened. This one, again, happened pre-market. The stock was at like 12:30 or whatever by 7 o'clock. Penny stock. Yeah, ELAB was probably the only one that would have worked here. But can only be liquidated. Yep. Getting tired of seeing that message. Yeah, I'm actually collecting a compilation. I'm gonna be checking and calling them to see if I can get more information. But I want to get a list together. If you have any other, if anyone here is on Webull and they know any stocks that are liquidation only, let me know. Actually, I want to check MNTS. I think that one was liquidation only too. Let me confirm that. See if I can short it. Yeah, okay, so MNTS is liquidation only. I'll add that one. You'll add them to the Discord as you see them. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'd like to try and get a list together of just like 5 or 10. That way I can just go through and see, hey, are these all categorically like under the same blanket restricted? Just try and get me more information about that. But I find it funny how one of the main concerns I had going into this was that I only had one broker to short on. So I was like, oh, I'll just make a second broker. That way I have more day trades. And then I'm not using either of them. The ELAB is definitely the one to keep watch of. Allegedly only 500,000 shares outstanding. Seems like it's holding up incredibly well. Good volume. 4 out of 4 for you today. There you go. ELIB twice, EIQ, and BFRG. All long. Well, those are probably the ones to go long. They were, I think, the three that really, well, the EIQ did end up getting rugged. So I won't say that one really held up well. But the other two, yes, definitely. They're in ELAB right now with small size, so 373. That's crazy, man. You're crushing it today. You're out? Okay. Yeah, it could be a potential top. I don't know. I mean, it still looks strong right now. But yeah. You wanted the 443 retest. Missed it by a few cents. I'm going to cancel the turb orders. So, it's not like I didn't try today. I ended up attempting, how many? I took 6 different attempts at entries. None of them hit. So, it's not like I wasn't trying. Just was not getting enough momentum for anything to fire. Last week's high in ELAB was 443, and it teased me. Sucks. Well, in any case, this is good data. I won't rule it out because we might get something at 9 o'clock or whatever, but looking like a no trade day yet again. So that would be, if I don't trade today, that'll be 6 in a row. Very abysmally poor execution rate. Last try for you at 427. Good luck, sir. And high hopes for today after Friday. Just continue to be choppy. Yeah, there's just a lot of stocks that were popping up and just kept rolling over, right? We kept seeing a lot of this where it would just pop up and just roll over. Perhaps just blind optimism. Well, I mean, what was it? ARTL looked super, super strong on Friday, right? And this is kind of what I've been saying is even though we're getting these individual runs, the general market is still cold. We're not seeing the average stock holding up well. Your $1 million prediction is Halt City and big movers. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this stock's very strange. ASTC, I feel like something weird could happen with this one. Just the way it's behaving seems very particular. JFBR getting some volume here now. They're changing their name to Jeff's Brands? Or no? Its name is changing from Jeff Brands to Nexera Technologies. Nexera. So, name change. Can't wait to see how Ross is fared today. Certainly, yeah. Curious how he interprets the situation. All right, well, we got 9 o'clock. See if we get any 9 a.m. catalysts. Your assumption is Ross traded EIQ. He wants to see if there's other 8 a.m. runners. When there isn't, he just shifts to the most obvious stock. It's becoming his MO in this market. I could see it. So we're getting somewhat volume. Maybe keep an eye on JFBR. You're getting consistent volume each minute. DJ doing it again. Revenge trading 25k shares in ELAB. How's he revenge trading? ELAB has been just going mostly up. Is he red today? I haven't checked on him. Yeah, what's he sitting at right now? Is he still showing his P&L? Because I know he hit his account balance. You can't even see his account balance anymore. But does he still show his P&L? Because if he's trading 25,000, he would usually only do that if he's red. He bought the top. Hmm. Okay, so he's down 2,200. I mean, that's not even that bad. Well, I say not that bad. I don't know what his account size is, so I don't know how. I don't know what 2.2K is relative to what he does, or what his account is. It shows it at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, because back in the day, he used to show everything. He showed his open P&L, closed P&L, his account balance, everything. But then he took out the open P&L because it showed the big drawdowns, and then he took away the account balance. Does he have past of overtrading, revenge trading? Yeah, he's blown up his account 4 times. Since he started his YouTube channel, he's blown up the account 4 times. But hey, he's a successful, profitable day trader. He lost 2.2K in one trade, then revenge traded ELAB. Well, if he's in ELAB right now and he bought the top of this, he should be in pain right now. Well, let's see if he gets bailed out or not. VELO moving. Department of War contract for 9.8 million. Okay. VELO. Let's see. We got so many here now. Yeah, 24 million shares. I mean, it seems like a good catalyst. He didn't blow it up. It's just it's just in retracement. Oh, okay. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but I would call losing 50% of the account and then funding it to get back to full balance. I would call that blowing up. I don't know if you're just messing with me or not, but I would categorically describe that as blowing up the account. You're being sarcastic. Okay, I didn't know. I was just making sure. I was just making sure, right? Making sure we're on the same page. Okay. You never know with some people. VELO is in my watch into the open. This could move massive amounts. Yeah, I mean, float's a little higher. All right, 24 million. That's a bit high for shares outstanding. But the contract is good, and you did have a pretty good run up back from December up to January, right? You had to go from 5 to 23. So it could do something. Okay, nice break there. Pushing through 10 maybe? All right. Well, 10 captured. We'll see if it holds. So is DJ another fake, not sharing all detailed trades, trader, or is he at least transparent? No. So when he started, he was pretty transparent. Like he was saying how he wasn't profitable, how he was struggling to find consistency. Right? He was showing all the losses. Like he was showing him blowing up. He was showing that he had to reset. He was saying, "Hey, I'm trading a simulator." He was saying all these things. Now he's not saying any of it. He's not showing, like, you can't even see his account balance. So I went through and I was just out of curiosity because me being someone who was critical of Ross, because DJ was directly saying that he was influenced from Ross's strategy, he would have been a staple example of Ross's system working, right? So if his system was working, then I would want to acknowledge it and say, hey, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it does work, and this is the proof, right? DJ would have been the proof. So when I looked in and I saw he blew up his account twice in 1 month, right? That was when he was trading with like a $500 account. And I'm calling blowing up, losing 50% in 1 day. So he did that twice in the first month. He increased his size in an account to $10,000. And after that, literally the first day that he made the $10,000 account, he blew it up. It was funny. He lost like 6,000 or something the very first day. But yeah, after that, he just kept hiding more and more information. So he was transparent at the start, and I had a lot of respect for him for that. I really did. Like, he wasn't claiming profitability. He was claiming he was newer. He was showing the losses, showing the blowups. I had full respect for DJ when he was doing that. But I don't know if it's his marketing, because, you know, he sells a product. And I think he quit his job to go all in day trading. So he's under tremendous pressure right now. So I have deep sympathy for the situation he's in. But he went from someone that I personally would define as transparent to as opaque as you can get. The only thing that's keeping him somewhat in the realm of transparent is that you can see his trades, like his actual buy and sell signals. If you couldn't see where he was taking trades, like what his order size was, then at that point you couldn't even audit him at all. So that's really the only thing left that he really has, in my opinion, going for him. But yeah. What makes me skeptical of Ross? So, okay, you're newer, so you don't know my position. And first, let me just say, I love Ross as a person. He seems like a great guy. I took his course. I took the premium one, the pro one. And the course had great material in terms of just fundamentals, basics, getting your foot in the door. And I think for somebody who would want to bypass finding out that stuff or rather to try and streamline it, not have to like filter through all the noise. I think it's good for that, but I couldn't find profitability with this system. I looked into it. He was sued by the FTC like 3 years ago for $3 million or something. He ended up settling, and the FTC, from their investigation, found that 74% of people in the simulator lost money, and in their words, the vast majority of people trading with real money lost money using Ross's system. So most people don't make it work, and the way he was advertising it in the past seemed to suggest otherwise. Okay, Hollow moving. But yeah, as far as an educator, I think Ross is great, but I feel like the product he pushes, and I know he does it now where he says that his results are not typical. Like he regurgitates that constantly, and I think that's proper in that case. But I think he sells a product that people cannot learn. It's a nice breakout on Hollow. I'm still watching VELO, but it might, we're getting close to it being too late in the day now. If I traded like him, I probably wouldn't be losing my money. I keep holding the dang bags. Yeah. No, and it's very surprising to me. I looked through and Hollow is only can be liquidated. Okay, let me verify that. Let's see. Yep. Okay. I'll add that to the list. All right, so we got 3 now. We got ELAB, MNTS, Hollow. Very, very good. But no, I don't hate Ross as a person. I think he's a great caricature. Man, I can't say it. Caricature. Yeah, okay. He has a great personality. I love him for that. But his course didn't work for me. I don't think his course works for people. And that's just based off the data I've seen and my personal experience. So I don't really like to push what he's messaging. Right? And that's why I was really hoping, and I was genuinely hoping DJ would do well, because that would prove me wrong. And I want to be proven wrong, because that way Ross is then a benevolent person in terms of pushing his product, and I could support it, right? Because I want to support him. But the data and my experience is saying that I shouldn't support him. Right? So there's an internal tension, because I want to support him. I do. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up heading out here. So no trades for me. Hold on, let me verify how many stocks did I attempt to trade, like I put out orders for today. Cancel my VLO orders. Cancel my GFBR as well. All right, so how many stocks did I attempt to trade today? Yeah, I put out orders for 8 different stocks today, and none of them got filled. Yeah, just nothing was running enough to where I felt comfortable engaging with to the short side. Ross has a style that is hard to replicate, but is also extremely good at marketing and storytelling. Yeah, certainly he is. Have a good day. Yeah, you too. You too, me name. I'm going to go ahead and head out here. Today I'm marking up to another no trade day. put it in the books. We'll be back at it tomorrow. 14 days left. If we don't get above that threshold, then that